Certainly if I came to Fulgora first, and indeed, you know, came to Fulgora with the knowledge I now have, I probably would have just found a small island with a stupid dense amount of scrap and just set up 2 stops and never thought about it again. Something to think about. Right. Now, I would like this to go... Yeah, maybe not. Can I not? It appears I cannot. Is there a way for me to get this across it? Yeah, there does seem to be a way. Maybe a little bit further back. Right, what we're making here is just a little pass area for the trains. Going to need to make the signals because we've not really had to set that up on this side. On there. Here. Going to need these to be both ways. I think this one already has it. It does not. Actually, we don't want it on the in. We want this one going inwards. There we are. And on the way out, there. And actually, I'll bring it back a little bit. I'll have on here and. Yeah. That'll give us a way in, a way out. I can increase the train limit for each station up to 2. Right, where's Spidertron? Do you have signals? You do not. Let me make you some then. Ooh. Oh, we've researched atomic weapons, chat. The world will never be the same again. I'll throw that in there. Just so I've got something being researched. I do actually need to finish all of this because presently the track is no longer functional. Bollocks. Okay, well that's a problem. How much do I need? I need 1. And that's possibly the only thing I need. So let's try that. Yeah, I think that's all it was. Balls. Yeah, I'm gonna need another one then. Thankfully I have the materials for it. Now, realistically, there's enough room here that I could happily have 2 trains. In fact, more than that at each station, but I'm not gonna worry too much about that. We'll just get these set up for the sake of it. get back. Right, so I need to make locomotives, which means I need engine parts. I'm going to grab some. Okay. Let me through. It's going to take a while. I'm not going to set this up until I actually need... until I'm setting up multiple rails. But eventually we probably will set up rail production and locomotive production. Time to teach Kleber a lesson. I am not taking atomic weapons to Kleber. And not for the reason that you think I'm thinking. Do you really want to know what a pentapod could become when exposed to the mutative effects of extreme radiation? When a Godzilla can pop out of being a lizard, if you're watching the crappy movies at the very least. Imagine what a storm could become. No, we are not doing that. I choose life. It will become an octopus. And then my Spidertron will lose all of its advantages. You want to make Spidertron cry? Chat, do you want Spidertron to feel sad? Is that really what you want? Scoundrels. Just need a couple more. Alright, so once that's set up, we will... Have we even made one? We're still dumping... Oh, wow. We made a lot of these? Yes, yes we have. Okay. They are expensive to make though. Alright, well, that's the end of the blue circuits coming up here. We've pretty much made as many of those as we can be making. It is occurring... By and large, we've got infinite resources, but we are always wanting for steel. And I'm sort of feeling like... I mean, we've got this iron here anyway. I could just set up a couple of foundries. If there's iron moving through, then I could just turn the iron into steel. But the problem is then I'm going to be pushing the steel back through there. So I'd need to make a separate route for the steel to get into this system. And also this is already kind of squished. I could do something along those lines though. Maybe move some of these elsewhere. Maybe move this elsewhere. Maybe I could put that over closer to the rocket silos. Wouldn't be the worst place to put it. And then have a little Diddy smelting array down here, perhaps. I want to combine biology and technology into a tridecatron. A tridecatron? I see. I want a reason to improve better. Chat, the more you talk, the more I'm starting to worry that Phoenix Point isn't simply a work of fiction, but it is a future documentary. I should probably bring that fuel down here, actually. Right, group assign. Oh, I don't actually. Oh, no, there we are. And what do we? Off you go. So now these two can work in concert. That would be much better. You full on fuel? You sort of are. No, not really. Oh, it's because you're waiting for a stack. Well, that does make sense. Perhaps they can't request from one another? I thought they could, but maybe not. In that case, I will upgrade. I'll change it over to a passive provider. Get full fuel. Hopefully this one can as well. It should do now. Except those need to be moved out of there. There we are. Now we can fill with actual rocket fuel. Right, system is primed. And realistically, I could add even more. Felt the need, but I don't. Want to see how... Right, so there is a gap. This one is on its way, though, so the gap has shrunk significantly. We're generally not seeing as much of an aggressive gap there anymore, which is very good. Seeing plenty of plastics, even red circuits moving down on that side. Are we seeing any steel moving down that side? We are out. Oh, we are out. That is unfortunate. I guess that's gonna happen. Okay. Well, time for us to start work on the next thing. So now that that's on the move, I will probably hook up. I could do it now. How much plate are we seeing get wasted? Enough for it to be an issue. Enough for it to be an issue. Kind of want it here, if I'm honest. But it'll have to just live here for now. that. Did you pick it up? Yes, you did. Right. I am a... Well... You know what? I think having the bots bring the rocket fuel over here, rather than filling a belt with rocket fuel that extends all the way down here just for the train, that feels really gross. This feels okay. I think that should be alright. For now. Oh, starting to see the scrap stacking up. You know what? It's probably worth me doing this now. Yeah, it's very much worth me doing that. Okay, well, now I've done that, let's set up some more power. I have to offset that one a little bit. A couple of these around. And then reclaim a bunch of these. About here down, I'm thinking. Now, what we're looking at is... Realistically, do I want to smelt both bricks and plate? I don't think so. I think we've got enough bricks on in the system. Yeah. So I think it's just going to be a case of smelting the plate. So. Let's have a think of how I'm going to do this. I could have it running. Oh, down the outside. Apparently I'm allergic to thinking about smelting iron into steel. And there's no particular reason not to. So... Sure, I guess. Actually, let me quickly... just throw this down over here. So I'm not going to be beaconing this. There is no real reason for me to in this particular scenario, as far as I'm concerned. That would be a waste of our time. Actually, I'm not even sure how... No, you know what? Setting it up over here doesn't make sense, simply because this is such a small space. I'm going to kind of need to make it very bespoke. Could I fit another set down here? Possibly. Especially if I move that out to the very edge. We'll see. I have a tiny gap, I think. Oh no, move on. That's good. Oh. Wait a second. Did I already set that up over here? And I'm making it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So I very much don't need that then. I think we're gonna move these a bit. Oh god. Spidertron, run! Save yourself! Crash all the gubbins! I'm really not sure that we're going to need this much. So I guess that part can stay off to the side for now. But... we can add this in here. For iron plate specifically. Let's just get rid of that for now. We probably just added a stupid amount of bots to the grid because of this. A stupid amount. Stack inserters. Now, the thing with this is I could check to see whether there's any need for steel in the grid. But at the same time, I'm not actually sure that's necessary. The steel will eventually... like, if I don't need steel, then all I've done is I've used a bit more power to turn a stack of 5 iron into 1 piece of steel, which will be broken down into nothing faster than 5 stacks of iron will be broken down into nothing, if that makes sense. So in a way, I'm just saving a bit of time. There we go. I don't need input priority. Just take whatever as and when you can. And I'll just make a couple of these. Deconstruction filter is on the wrong side. Oh, so it is. Yeah. Thank you very much for catching that. It's because I moved this up a little bit more than I usually would in order to make that fit. Now I need stone bricks. Oh, there's a lot of iron coming down here now. Maybe I am gonna need to. How long does that take? Yeah, it takes a while. I don't know. Let's go for productivity, since I am actually kind of hurting for steel, so... won't always be the case, but for while it is, I may as well make use of that. Now we don't have the iron capacity to it. No, it looks like this is probably more than we need. Especially considering I'm loading quite a lot of iron in there each time. we go. Steel moving up, rejoining. While that's going on and I'm still handcrafting some stuff. Oh no, it's just constructions. Let's have a look. Not far off the necessary electrical engines, but we are quite a ways off the necessary concrete, sadly. I might actually take this away though, if I'm perfectly honest. I think I will, yeah. The reason for that is I don't want to starve these of steel or concrete, etc., etc. So I'll let that produce what it needs. But that being said, I mean, it is actually stacking up. More than a little bit surprised with that. I mean, I could increase the energy drain by adding in more. By beaconing. So I'd struggle to fit her, I think. Legendary chests or riot? Well, there will be no rioting until legendary chests are available. There we go. That's my alarm to tell me, hey, you need to take care of yourself. Why do you keep streaming for so long? It makes me feel bad. Stupid alarm. So, popping this here, I could... Wouldn't have a way of powering it though. Which is an issue. Obviously. Though I suppose I could just pop that down there. And one up there as well. That one. And... a little bit vexing. I wonder, do we have a high quality one? We do. Perfection. I'll put one down there just because I can. Right, so I'm going to want to grab you and place you there. And you. Place you here, but I'm going to flip it. This can then branch over there. These will go down, up, and this will go down, and up. There we are. That should work. Nomak, hello mate. Welcome raiders to Fulgora, the scrap planet. Hey Aavak and friends, says Nomak. Hello buddy, how are you doing? What were you streaming? How are you in general? Let's get a shout out for Nomak in chat right now. There we go. If you're not already following Nomak, then please do make use of the button at the top of chat right now to drop them a follow. A fantastic content creator, a prodigiously optimistic and joyous personality. someone that you can listen to in the worst of moods, and it is honestly, at that point, I struggle to continue feeling glum. They radiate positivity. But I hope your stream was going well, mate. We are getting to we are recycling a planet. This is basically reverse Factorio. This is like if Terra Nil wasn't reverse Factorio, a separate game, but was actually reverse Factorio inside Factorio. We have come to a ruined planet, and we are presently recycling everything into well, it's still going to be a ruined planet. Yeah, we're just getting resources and leaving. But we're cleaning up. We are making things nice and spick and span, etc., etc. We're also doing it with trains, which is the best way to do anything, frankly. Right, I need some more of these glorious buildings, and then once that's done, I need more of these glorious modules. Always good to recycle, indeed. Radiating positivity as much as the dapplings radiate malice towards trees. Look, the trees had it coming, okay? Have you ever known a planet with trees on that wasn't full of misery and suffering? Hey? I didn't think so. Coincidence? I think not. Shit, he's got a point. Exactly. Here you all are, looking down your noses at the dapplings and their righteous and heroic efforts to rid this planet of the tyrannical trees. It's fine. It's fine. It's in the dappling's nature to not judge. You are simply lost sheep. The dapplings will lead you back lovingly to the rest of the flock, where there are no more trees, only grass. The occasional wolf, who has been evicted because it no longer has trees and is now having to roam the plains. Right, there we go. More steel smelting set up. Hopefully this will be able to take some of the pain off. Like, at this point, I'm not going to worry too much. If I need more, I guess I could expand it downwards, but I'm not going to stress. Morning, I have Mage. How you doing, mate? We are presently working through Fulgora. And in my opinion, doing well. Doing well at working through Fulgora. We're not even emptying out all of our accumulators, which is quite grand. On that note, we've got 10 cool accumulators. We've even got 2 of these. Let me pop these down so I can suck up some better lightning power. There we go. And then we are going... Oh, won't need those. 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 9, and a 10. Again, accumulators get such a ridiculous buff from quality. It is bonkers. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of holmium right now. Holmium. How do you want to pronounce it? It actually looks like we're making use of all of the iron plate. Though I'm starting to see steel now making its way down, which is not great. But again, I suppose that's what's going to happen. Am I really not able to stockpile the steel fast enough? Well, I guess not. Oh. Why is this not getting any? Do we have available bots? We have lots of available bots. Why is this not requesting any then? Oh. Now it makes sense. There we go. Mystery solved. Okay, so next up. Oh, you know what? I'm making this at speed. Why don't I make them quality? Is there much benefit to quality? Just the crafting speed, I guess. Still, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Do I have enough of those to add back into the system? I've almost got enough. I don't have them. I need one more. We will eventually set up production of all of the modules. It just makes sense, basically. Right, so the next on the list of things to do. What I wanted was this. Was going to be, I think, superconductors, so I can start making use of holmium plate, plastic, and copper, which is barely being used right now, and so is going to waste in a big way. So let's get to work on that, and I think it's going to require these. Yep. Can this take... Oh, this can take productivity too. Nice. So, copper and plastic and holmium plate and light oil. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to have to produce 3 at a time. But I'm going to continue bringing this up as a separate bus, basically. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I can. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, I like that. I think I like that a lot. Yes, indeed. Very well. I'm going to want to bring this down and along in much the same way as I've got here. Which means I want the materials to be on the outside. Is this far back enough? That I'm not entirely certain of. Let's just move that back a little bit. I quite like that. I quite like that. Though, that already begs a question. Hang on a second. Is it going to be like the thrusters? That needs 2. How do you do this? Ugh. Oh, I don't think I like that. I don't believe I like that at all, actually. Okay. Unfortunate. This will produce 1.2 a second. It will use 0.4 a second. So that means between the two, I'll consume more, one per second. All right. I want to go for more though. Yeah, let's let's go for it. I have no idea if this is overkill. Probably is. But we're doing it anyway. Now I need copper and plastic. This can be plastic. That can be copper. And this can be a bridge. This can be a bridge as well. I don't need much through ability to pull things off this. We're not going to be making that much that quickly. And here we go. Now we just need to hook it up to power. Right. We are now making superconductors. Do I want to add productivity to these? Yes. Eventually, we're probably going to redesign everything here in order to make these significantly more effective using beacons, but for now, this seems okay. Got expandability in this direction, that's all I need. That one hasn't really got much expandability, but well, it kind of does. I just shift that cap. Ooh. I'll upgrade the one that's making. Have I caught the lightning yet? Yes, actually, for the most part, I have. Right, next up, we need a new liquid. Getting a bit tight here, I'm going to be honest. Kind of regret not giving myself a little bit more room. But the new resource will be... Oh, it'll be Electrolyte. That's just heavy oil, holmium solution, and stone. Now, holmium solution is down here. And all I need is stone and heavy oil, so there's a big part of me that's thinking I could just squeeze that in here without having to go to a whole lot of extra effort. I could bring in the heavy oil, easy enough. I'll just take that from the ocean. That could be there. Could I fit in? I could take stone from here. That would not be a problem. And I would make use of that space, which would be quite appreciated. There we go. We only need one more. Also, I very much need to bring down some more these. That one has produced a rocket. Has it produced? It's produced 2 rockets. Glorious. So right now, Fulgora is actually capable of delivering to the rest of the planetary network. That is massive. I can start moving EM plants around. Absolutely massive. Still got some of these. They've got a much larger range as well. Very nice. Ooh. I've got a ray accumulator. That's 3 times as effective. Where did I pick that up from? I have no idea, but I appreciate it. Right, so electrolytes could be brought down here. Would I be able to get it across these pipes, though? More easily. I would be able to in the most squiff way of squiff ways. The most squiff. And I accept this. Can't take it away from me, Chad. It is my birthright. Look, we've long established that back when Pangea was Pangea, all of the pasta was all together in a clump. But then when the mega continent split apart, the spaghetti went with Italy, but the noodles stayed with Wales. That is why pot noodle is made in Wales, with freshly mined noodles from the noodle mines. So, whilst it's not literal spaghetti, it's more or less, it's mini spaghetti. Noted. Right. Let us get oodles of noodles, indeed. Indeed. We're going to need chemical plants for this one, I should imagine. No. Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. We've already seen that's not the case. I'm silly. Right, so I'm going to want you to be making me electrolytes. I'm still going to need to deliver you stone. But I think... Let me get rid of that. Let's see what we can do. So, electrolytes. Yeah, that will work. And I just bring in the heavy ore on top, yes. Oh. It's not the worst. It's just not the best either. Oh, we've finished electric weapons. Nice. Oh god, I've finished everything. I'm now being put on the spot. Alright, we will do more of this research. And then more of this research. This is not as nice, I grant you. It at least allows me to run... Well, actually, there's no reason for me to do that. But this does allow me to run the pipes along the same side, which I appreciate. I will do it differently on this side, though, so that I can pull stone from... Actually, yeah, I'll probably run a stone line up here. Or I could split off stone here. Since stone is already here in abundance, I can just run it up there. Alright, we will... honestly, I guess we'd do this. The other way around. Now, this is going to take all of the stone, but we're already doing that down here. The nice thing about these being too long, though, that really helps. Sorry, 4 long. Too long? I can count. And I can see my toes. There we go. Right, so I'll start making me the electrolytes. Now, to run this up here, you're going to need something like... Well, I might want to put them on the other side, but until I do, I will assume that's not going to happen. I'll just run it like that. We will once again... set those up. Am I making any more? No. Let's try and get as much of that as we can. Now I need to bring in the heavy oil from the side over there. So I'm going to need another offshore pump. Did I make one? Alright, I am making one. I can have that here, that's fine. Does that line up? Oh, it does. Wow. Very lucky. Okay. That will start producing the electrolyte. I will add a tank though, as I have elsewhere. And that can exist just off to the side here. And then it can continue connecting up beyond that, if it needs to. Actually, I'll take that away. That should be able to store as much as it needs. Now I just need to place the offshore button. There we go. can flip your implants to make the fluid portal line properly, yes, but then I have these alternating. I can flip it, but then I'll have holmium on one side and heavy oil on the other. I'll demonstrate for you. As you can see. Programmer hymns. Rotate them after you flip. Oh my lord. Of course, yeah. I just wasn't thinking straight. I apologize for that. Quite correct. In that case then, let's flip these around. Well, in that case, I may as well bring them all across much the same way. So those. That is much, much better. Thank you so much. I'll still have this. I think I might need to move that elsewhere then, but I could have a tank. It's kind of tucked in here, I guess. Okay, thank you very much for that. I do apologize for how dumb that was. Factorio, indeed, Oscatate. Factorio. Right, do we have the last one ready? Not quite, but not far off though. All right. I need a couple more of these. But while that's being made, the last part of the puzzle is the superconductor then. And these batteries, electronic circuits, holmium plate, superconductors, and electrolyte. Right here. And can take productivity modules as well. Yeah, you can bring the fire extinguisher. Lady Shield was checking that everything is alright after yesterday. Oh, I was so sad that the stream fell over yesterday. I was in such a Factorio mood, and to be denied was extremely difficult. But okay, time for the last bits, I guess. So let's grab you, and we're gonna want these about here. Actually, no. I'm going to want to bring these back a little bit so that I've got room for these to be placed on this side. But I'm going to need 2 lanes. Easy enough to do. Not as easy if I build it there, though. One more. Right. Holmium... sorry, the electrolytes can do this. I do really love the way that those interact, though. My love has been restored as well, thanks to the fact we can flip them. Right, so I'm going to want... Do I have enough room? I do. Ish. Ish. How much you need? Not many. It should be more than enough. And the next thing is just going to be batteries and electronic circuits then. So, batteries. Circuits. Okay, that's going to be a little bit more of a pain. Yeah, this is getting way too tight now. I can move this up. That's not an issue. Which means that I can use a bridge here. There we go. The spaghetti has blessed us, Jeff. We are blessed by spaghetti. All praise. The most mighty of spaghetti. Oh, there we are. We've researched it. We can now make the science pack. On the surprise side, consecutive streams. Always a silver line. Well, that's true, actually. That's very good. Very good. That is what to say. Very right to point that out. Right, so what goes into making one of these beautiful things? Electrolytes. Oh, you need holmium solution as well. Ah, poop. So I'm going to need to bring that up. And accumulators. Huh. Alright. That's a bit of a pain. Also, I'm going to need to add more power. We're running a tad low. I'll get built in time. Do we have more of the amazing ones? We do. 2 more. EM plants being power hungry makes absolute sense, though. I mean, it's an EM plant. It'd sort of be odd if they weren't. Oh, I need that, plus I am dumping stupid amounts of extra strain on the system by constantly adding in all of these modules. That being said, how much water have we got? I mean, I could put up a heating tower. There is absolutely nothing stopping me building a heating tower and filling it with rocket and heating it with rocket fuel. What would happen if you recycled spent nuclear fuel? Question. I don't know. Because, I mean, it says chemistry processes, and I would imagine that that would be a chemistry process, but... there's not much reason to make more of these now. Low on power again. This is about finished, though. Okay. 3 more. And we are done. I think at this point I can safely remove these. And 1 more. I can definitely safely remove these. Alright. Sadly, not the high quality one that I was hoping for, but I'll accept it. Oh my god. Alright, there we go. We now have a number of rocket silos. Several rockets ready for launch. I'm adding... Doing stuff like this adds so many bots to the network, it is unreal. Because suddenly it's like, I've got no logistics bots, I need to add more. It's like, no, you don't. I do it for myself, but... Approaching the quality rabbit hole, I say, yes. Yes, we are. We're very close to it at this point. I may as well just get closer to the storage chests, and that would help. Let's make a couple more of these. Hook all of that up. 3 yeah, let's have a look at how badly we drop in power now. Not crazy bad. I don't want to see that empty at any point, really. So we need a lot more lightning collection, a lot more accumulators. I'm going to make 555 legendary modules at the moment. How's that going for you? I guess the other thing I could do is stick in productivity modules down here, or speed modules. No, there's no point. It's not a lack of product on the belt. It's a lack of speed getting the product into the train. Realistically, to improve that, I would need to come down here and upgrade all the belts. At the very least, these ones. Which isn't a terrible idea. Actually, you know what? I'll keep it. Right, where's Spider-Tron? And off we go. That will hopefully help a little bit. That being said, have I got enough? I kind of do, actually, yeah. At this point, I don't think there's any more cogs on the belt. Sort of are a little bit, I guess. I mean, it's not like I'm struggling for lubricant to make these, or anything really. It's functionally infinite supply. I say as I run out. Damn it. Quality inserters are insane for train loading and unloading. That's a good point, actually. Because they work that much faster. There we go. Okay, we've still got a bunch of accumulators to hook up. Ooh. What is that I see? I believe I spy. Did I do? 4 rare accumulators. And at least 2 uncommon ones. Excellent. Gradually replacing them all. Actually, on that note, do I have any... no. Shame. Oh well. Okay then, so with that, I can, at this stage, I think, flip this on the other side, first and foremost. Secondly, there's 2 things I'm going to do here, actually. One. Just like so. And then that allows me to do this. Nice and tidy. Okay, there we go. That will allow me to just expand this out. Give me a filled belt there. Need that to be upgraded. Now then, how are we doing for power? Let's have a watch. Do I make it all the way through the night? And if it's only just, then I still need to expand power out quite a lot. It's just been built, so it should be charged. You not charging? Has it entered nighttime? It may have. Oh yeah, we are discharging. So it was only just charged. Only just. But yeah, it does occur to me that I could comfortably set up a heating tower. There is no real reason why I wouldn't. I've got oodles of rocket fuel over here. It doesn't need to be an expansive one, just a little bit of extra oomph. That would use a single accumulator to check whether it needs to spin up or not. I'm going to need some stone and copper plate. Stone and copper plate. For this I will need steel. I've already got it. I'm going to need pipes. I believe I'm already requested or something like that. No, I'm not. And am I already requesting gears? Yes, I am. Oh, this. Right, make one of these. Now, how many do I want to set up here? Also, now that I've moved all of that away, could I set this up correctly in this location? I should be able to. Right, that means I can set up the heating tower over here then. So, one heating tower can exist right about here. Going to want... I think I can run 4 of these from a single heating tower. .3. Output's 40 megawatts. How much does this require? Yeah, I can run 4 of them. I might as well. Going up just a little bit out of place, so let's move it. We can just as easily have it set up there. And then all I need to do is bring water up, which I have on this line here. This does not use much water to produce enormous amounts of steam. And I can always add more if I need to. Oh, why don't I just increase the amount that I'm blasting? It is so ridiculously hard not to laugh, chat. When I can feel a ferret snoot investigating my ankles, it is very tickly. Yeah, this doesn't seem any reason for me to not make use of this. Since I'm completely backed up on water, and this will only need to run some of the time. We are going to want an accumulator though. And ideally it would be good to be one of the largest accumulators we can build. It's not strictly necessary. But I do think it would be better, so I'm going to grab that one. Yeah, I want a combinator for this. So, I'll wire you up there. And you up here. Want to read the temperature. Want to read fuel. Yes. Okay, so if temperature is less than, let's say, 510, and rocket fuel is equal to 0, or the charge. How about Aries back off the bed. Sorry, A for charge is less than 10%. And once again, and there's no fuel in the system, because I don't want to just keep loading it if there's no reason to. Then output the go signal. And I'm going to allow this to be a... Well, no, I won't make it a bulk inserter. I'll make it a fast inserter. I don't want it to grab a huge amount of things, but I'm okay with it grabbing like 4 things. That's fine. You're only allowed to operate if that is possible. Also, I need to make one of those. Yep. Here we are. So, while that's happening, now's the time for us to prep the actual water pipe. This should climb in temperature pretty aggressively. Realistically, at this point, if I'm not using this, I might as well just pull it off the belt and burn it. So I would need a separate controller for that, I think. Because why burn the rocket fuel when I could instead burn this? Rocket fuel, let's have a look. How much energy does it have? 100 megajoules. It only has 12 megajoules, but it's basically going to waste. So why not? I guess is the obvious question there. Why not? So I could just pop this one over here, and it would have a separate control system. So this one would be, if the temperature is way lower, 550. Set constant. Well, actually, it'll never drop again below 500, thinking about it. So... Yeah, the temperature will never drop below 500 because they won't activate unless it's gotten up to 500. Yeah, I know, Aavak. Sorry, Road Train. Sorry, I was reading what you wrote. Aavak, by burning rocket fuel, you'll also be using up ice, yeah. But we are not using up all the ice that's going through already. Like, it's just getting down there and being dumped. But yeah, once this hits 500, it never again drops below that, does it? I think... Well, I mean, Rochain says, I meant that as in there's an argument to burn more rocket fuel than solid fuel. But why? I mean, I've got both. I'm going to say if the temperature is below 550 and there's no solid fuel in there, or maybe the temperature is below 600, and the battery charge is below 50%, then this can burn solid fuel. Because at this point, we've got an abundance of it. Such a whining sound, isn't it? Well, let's pop this here. There's no reason to do it differently. There's every reason not to put it there. Oh, right. My bad. Yep. Right, there we are. That will work for us. So now we will burn solid fuel if the batteries get particularly low. And we will burn rocket fuel if they... if the batteries drop below half, but we will burn rocket fuel if it ever drops below... gets particularly low. I think that should be fine. And that gives us more use for the ice. In fact, if I particularly wanted to make sure that the ice was being loaded, I could do that as well. So I'd pull the ice off the far side. Not sure there's really a reason to do that, though. We're already losing some of the ice that goes through the system. Yeah, we've got plenty going on. So at this point, I don't think we're ever going to run out of power. Or at least I think it's quite unlikely that we will. We've now got a significant extra production available to us. There we are. Oh, I thought this was burning to get rid of it. I mean, I am effectively. There's no reason to just throw it away, and I'm just breaking it down over there anyway. It doesn't really make much of a difference to me one way or another where it goes. But this is making use of it, at least. Right. Okay then, chat. With that, let's get those on the go. What's up? No, we're fine. Avery populated there. Novus is generally doing okay. How's Gleber at the moment? We've got a couple of new nests. I might want to go and say hi to them. And by hi, I mean evict them. I think I will. Let's be a little bit more proactive for a second. Because when we get back to Fulgora, it is time for science. Should keep wiggling. I can't wait until I can start bringing some of these upgraded buildings over to places like Gleba. Gleba will benefit so enormously from having higher efficiency buildings. Let's take those out before they hatch more, which they've already done. Be gone. I think they got stuck somewhere that they can get away from. They seem to be very confused. Right, and finally. Shift managed. Right. That's all sorted, and now I can get back to Fulgora. Temperature are we up to? 600. That's pretty nice, actually. We've got oodles of power. I kind of wish that I could tell these not to burn at all, though. No. Like, I legitimately don't want to be using up the water unless I'm actually shy of power, but effectively this just kicks in the second that I have a gap. I could use a pump, but would that? I mean, I guess it would help. Yeah, because I could tie the pump to the signal from the accumulator, and only allowed to start pumping when the accumulator is below like 60% or something. I could do that actually. That said, it's not really like I'm hurting for water. If I start noticing this, like if that drops to like 20k or something like that, then I will implement a new system. But for now, it's time for us to get back to the sciencing. There is much for sciencing to do. Just get all of this sorted. Can I? Actually, you know, before I do that, let's just remove all of the Fulgoran stuff. Let us clean the world of all its mess. so we can put something there. And then this as well. Oh, I am quite liking the whole Fulgoran ruins deconstruction planner, though. Wish I thought about that earlier before tearing down all the lightning rods and stuff. That being said, actually, once we've got our own lightning network there, we kind of do want to tear them down because they are stealing my electricity. Thieves. Thieves and scoundrels and scallywags. That is my lightning. Give it back. Hey, Prophet of Murphy, how you doing, mate? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that there. And one there, but I'm going to flip this one. And I'm going to change this to plastic chest. As soon as it's built. Request a chest down here. Want this to request scrap forever. And by forever I mean forever. I'm coming, you stupid bots. Why do you keep doing this? I'm here to clean up your mess. My lord. Here we go. By your mess, I guess I mean my mess. I suppose. Crash and bastard. This way I can get rid of any random scrap that's ended up in the system. Oh, good lord. My poor network. My poor network. The robot port's going wild. And I did give you a lot of jobs, I suppose. I suppose that is on me. It is an argument that someone could make. I mean, I'm not saying that they would make it. I'm just saying they could. It is an argument that could be made that I gave you the orders and thus it's my fault. But I don't believe anyone would realistically try to make that argument. The presence of those lightning rods really does nail in the fate of this civilization. They existed long enough to see their planet's skies turn on them before their inexorable demise. That's a very good way of putting it. I like it. Okay, so to make the final gubbins, I need accumulators, which can be made here, for iron and batteries, and I need superconductors, electrolyte, holmium solution. 4 things. Okay. Now, how much do you need? You need 0.2 accumulators. How much do I make? 0.2, so I would need 1 for 1. Right. Okay. And that only makes 0.3 science. So realistically, I will not want 4 of these in order to make 1 science a second. Ugh, that's not great. I mean, it's going to be a little bit better because of the productivity, of course, but still not great. At least, other than... Oh, wow. Is this not used on anything else? Hang on a second. Is that really not used for anything else? No. It's used on other things. It isn't used for the science anymore. That makes sense. So, I think it's reasonable to say that we're going to want these probably hooked up like that. With a few of them in sequence. Something like this. You're going to want piping. And then this one would go a little bit further out. That leaves enough room to pull in all of that. How much does it need of it? Very little in it. So, something like that. Now, I think what would be the best way for me to do this is to have large-scale production of accumulators down here so that I can basically expand the production out as needed to satisfy the demand. And then that would split off in that direction. And then the science could simply be extracted on this side. Like so. What kind of things? I can put productivity in here as well. Amazing. We're probably going to want to bring the productivity from Nauvis, the high tier productivity. Oh wow, we are actually up. Oh, okay, we have opened up everything. All right. Can't do any of it yet, though, but we do now have access to it. Well, let's just invest in something else for just the time being. Go ahead, just projectile. No, that's really expensive. Go for that one. Just so that we've got something going while I'm setting this up. So, I want to make accumulators. And that just needs iron and batteries, so it's actually very, very cheap. I could increase the speed of it. I see very little reason not to. Now, these will run downwards and then back up. So let's position that such that it can. It's a really simple setup, this one. And this doesn't need to be down here, I guess, but I'm going to carry it on anyway, because I can. Right, so this is going to need... Well, now actually starting to get into territory. Actually, no, we don't need to worry about it because of the enormous length of the bridges. That's fine. Right, I might actually want to move this a little bit further up, though. Just because it will otherwise... it's just unnecessarily complicated for me if I try to switch everything in down there. Right, so batteries and iron. Batteries. Iron. All these can bridge across. Probably want a... Just get rid of that. Make sure it's the right material. So this is actually now a main bus, effectively, with a kind of weird waistline alongside it. Oh, looking very nice down here now. Very nice indeed. Sure, let's go for 4 of them. As you can see, we've clearly got plenty of materials. And then I can just continue expanding that out as needed. Is productivity factored into the calculation? It might be, actually. You might be right. No idea. Good morning, Esconbeard. Okay. So that is in place. Right, and Roadtrain says, would it not be more compact to place the EM plants side by side? Run one fluid at the top and the other at the bottom? It would be more compact, yeah. Did I ask for it to be more compact, though? Or were you just not sure if it was going to be more compact? Were you seeking confirmation from Senpai Aavak before you decided to do something? Just wanted to make sure that you had permission? In which case, I give you permission. Don't waste it. You won't get it again. I was using the backseat pass. The backseat, I know. And I was using my sarcasm to mock you. I didn't realize I needed to explain it. Right, let's copy this across. Lol, touche. I'm not good at sarcasm, okay? It's all right. I know not everyone can be good at sarcasm. It pains me, but I accept that this is the state of the world that we have. I'm deeply saddened by it. And as a British person, the lack of the greater world to be able to read sarcasm and also to understand how it is meant causes me great pain every single day. It is my preferred method of communication when I'm faced with a world that half the time thinks I'm being mean, and the other half just takes it at face value and feels sad. It's like, but I wasn't saying to be. Oh, okay, fine. I'm sorry. I will put my humor back in the box where it belongs. It will never see the light of day again. All right. I think this should be good enough for now. So I'm going to need to bring up the holmium solution. Obviously the electrolytes are already on the quote end quote bus. It's a shame that speech cannot be italicized. I mean, that's the thing, though, is I think I am italicizing my speech, but via the inflections that I'm putting into what I'm saying. But evidently, not as well as I had hoped. Let's get this up and running. I need to produce many of them. But thankfully, I'm German, basically born with an understanding of sarcasm. It is surprising because, you know, I always used to think that it was a European trait, the appreciation for dark humor and sarcasm being a very actively employed tool in our kind of communication tool. But increasingly, I've come to understand that it's really not as kind of widespread as Europe. It's a much more nuanced thing than I first believed. Rongel, rather. Oh, sorry, Ron. Is it Goel? I'm not sure. Truth, right here. We are sarcastic, even before conception. I feel that perhaps we need to revisit biology. I'm not sure if you were anything before conception, my friend. Right, so I need the accumulators and the superconductors. On here. Pop that there. This here. This here. And here. Alright. We'll just run this up for a little bit. And right now. Oh. There we go. Now, I'm going to need the chromium solution, I think. I'm going to have to just run up on the outside. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible either, I guess. Right, so holmium solution would be here. That's unfortunate. Alright, I'll do on the far side then. Actually, that kind of makes sense in a way, because I'm already running stuff up on this side. So it helps to spread it out a little bit. And that should bring everything online. Shy of batteries in a big way, but we then want a, I'm gonna say an active, passive provider, probably right there. And we will simply load that up. It'll be in the bot network, hopefully. Yep. Okay. That's just how efficient we Germans are. Wow. You haven't failed to live up to the reputation, apparently. Quantum science doesn't get holmium. Oh, you are quite correct. That's because I meant to do this. In fact, by doing that, I could just get rid of that altogether, if I really wanted to. I just sent it down from the upper side. And I don't see any reason not to. In fact, I could do exactly the same thing on this side. No, I kind of like the symmetry, if I'm perfectly honest. So let's keep it. I'll still send that down, but gotcha. I do like me a bit of symmetry. connect all the way. So far so good. So why isn't it connected? Oh, right. Right, there we are. We should now see science. And with that, we are now producing electromagnetic science. Hooray! Accumulators are the bottleneck here, though. Need more battery. Alright, there we are. 80 science. Our first Fulgoran science. Practically one look, okay, I'm not counting the 5-hour stream we did before my internet crashed as whole stream. I know Twitch does. But this was basically what I was settling in for on that day. And I didn't get to do it. I'm sad still. But this was basically what my goal was to get all the way to science, and then I was happy with whatever I achieved, and if I got more than that, then even happier still. But this was all we needed. What the heck am I hearing? Weapon fight? No, you're hearing an electromagnetic fabrication plant. EM fabricator. Doing fabrications. Whenever I say fabricator, I always think of fabricator general. Just deep down. Deep down. Not even that deep, actually. Surface level. You don't have to go very deep. We all know that I am Aavak. I yearn for the choral symphony of data. One day we will enjoy it once the noosphere is developed. Till then, I have to lump around with this muddy information that we get called the internet. One day. Right. Now, we've got science. What do we want to do with science? Well, as it happens, what we want with science, we need to set up a Fulgora delivery. I've got two different types, home and visit. And it's important for these to be quite separate. So, more or less the same thing we've got here. Any planet input 0. I'm not already there. And I'm not being told I need to go back right now. So, any planet input 0 for Fulgora. And circuit condition Fulgora is equal to 0. So I'm not already heading there. I'm not leaving there because I don't want to go back there if I've just left. If I'm in the process of leaving. And we shouldn't... I haven't been given the signal to return home. Okay, save intro. If this, in fact, is the request, then I want this. If I can... Sorry, I can leave if I can travel and all my requests are satisfied, or if I can travel and I've been given the home signal, and 30 seconds have at least passed while I was there. Or I can travel, any request 0, and 30 seconds have passed. I'm still unsure about the any request 0 one. But chat did recommend that I use that. Right, certain condition. If I can travel, all requests are satisfied. Or certain condition, I can travel, and the home signal is being issued, and I have passed at least 30 seconds, or I can travel, and any request 0, and time passed. Yeah. So that needs to slide on up. Now the thing with this is that realistically, this will mean that if I can, I'll go to Fulgora first, pick up stuff from Fulgora, and then go to Gleba next, because I won't need to go home yet. So now I need to create a basically an equivalent to the Gleben providing. This feels like you can parameterize it. What? The space platform? I'm not sure, can you? It'll be quite useful if you could. Right. Things I want from Fulgora are as follows. Electromagnetic plants. Several stacks of them. Well, how... Oh, rocket capacity is only 5. Okay, you can just grab 20, because that's going to be a lot of rockets. Secondly, science. Now that's got 1,000. So I want 1,000. I want that to be grabbed first, ideally. Is there anything else I'm making right now? No, not really. Right, we're heading off to Fulgora. Is there a planet parameter that you can use in interrupts? What do you mean by planet parameter? I suppose. That's my question there. Oh, the interrupt. I don't know if you can parameterize it. Recyclers. Good call. Very good call. Recyclers as well. So... Wait, I'm not producing recyclers. I should be. I should be. I will. I will set that up. That is a very good point. Right, how are we doing over here? Pretty solid. There's a wall of guns. We apparently need no asteroids right now. All that we need. Thank you. I'm glad you like the look of the ship. I still need to finish it, really. My initial intent was to have it more branch out and then have a more of a like a dome, like a forward shield, and have it taper less aggressively. Maybe more aggressively, I don't know. Maybe I'd extend the spine so it's got even more storage. It's basically a hauler. So it doesn't move particularly fast. It doesn't try to. It tries to be somewhat efficient with its engines. Gradually, but gradually replacing the regular ammo with piercing ammo that occasionally gets loaded in when needed. Alright, let's have a look. So, these are on the way. I don't have enough of this yet. Almost do. Will soon. Oh, any request 0 right there. I see. So this one can't be met, I guess. Is that how this works? If I'm here and it can't fulfill one of its requests, this is considered true? Also, we're now checking for more... where is the control circuit for... Right, I've got to build up ammo. It won't leave until it's got 1,000 rounds of regular or 500 piercing ammo available to it. Just copper plate, basically. These will make whatever it particularly needs. This is always making, you know, it's outputting the iron, so it's always requesting more. Hello, Forvisk. Look. Okay. This is on the way. But yeah, chat, can anyone give me a solid description of what any request 0 is? Is that including this one right now? Shaba wants to answer. What was the question? I would like to better understand what any request 0 means. Would you be able to explain that to me? I wish the game did a bit of a better job explaining it, but alas. Yep, science has arrived. With that, we are on the way to Gleba. Because any request 0 is now shut down. I mean, I guess that makes sense because it's not anywhere, so it's not checking anything. But yeah. I think that one is when there are no requests at the base station. Not the spaceship. Oh. Right, that would make sense. That would make sense. Right. Well, now this, I would like you to start requesting... Oh. I would like you to start emptying out your spoilage, please. Why are you not emptying out the spoilage? Oh. So, mistakes have been made. And I think that we can all agree that the only thing that we know for sure is that it isn't my fault. Aavak did nothing. Oh, oops. We need you to specifically use filters and to grab... Aavak still did nothing wrong. Spider. Okay, fine. Let's get rid of those. I'd like you to request a lot of this. There we go. That is what I always wanted, and that was for spoilage to basically just immediately get burnt. There we go. That should not take long to empty out. Right, are we requesting the correct size? We are not yet requesting the correct size. Why would that even be using? No, it shouldn't be using filters of any kind. Oh. Actually, no, that one makes sense. That's requesting 2K. We should be requesting 2K. It really doesn't matter because this one is allowed to be in there as much as possible. There we go. That's looking a bit better now. They don't need to be there. That was a temporary measure a long time ago. Honest, am I making the larger? I am. Good. Let's set those up over here. Way more off this belt now. Much better. Right. You're almost home. We'll be dropping off. Did you pick up more science? You did. Good. You didn't pick up any bioflux though. Okay. Any request 0, that can't be true then, because I am definitely requesting things down here. Though maybe it's just that I don't have any of the things being requested. Hard to say. Should see bots heading down in order to transfer the science across. So now we are at the point where we can finally start looking into the new sciences. First thing I'm going to in queue. Let's find out lightning collector. Let's also... I mean, all of these are really nice. All of them are very, 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 very nice indeed. But I think we're going to go with personal battery, then the Roboport, then the shield, followed by quality. I think, yeah, we'll just do it in the order of expense. That makes plenty of sense to me. Is that available to me? Oh, yes, it is. So this will increase the productivity of breaking down scrap. So that is going up here. In fact, that's going straight across to there. And we're going to keep doing that one for a little bit. Okay, so let me have a quick read of chat. So, they're the same wording, but there are differences. Weird. You request on both sides. The any request 0 is when the base doesn't request something, but it's at 0. Does request something, but it's at 0. So when it has a request with a value 0. And the request satisfied is when the request on the spaceship are 0. I think. Very strange. Any request 0 means that if something it requests is at 0, it passes so it can go get it as a wait condition. That does not... I'm going to be honest with you, that does not clear it up for me. Thank you for trying, though. But I am clearly just very, very dumb. That most certainly does not clear things up. But you know what? No. Now that we have this, I can start doing this. Actually, why don't I just quickly make an upgrade planet? For these to be upgraded, and these all to be upgraded to these. I don't want those to be upgraded. Yep, that's fine. Purple's over here to be upgraded. Yep. The blues, hopefully. And the yellows, likewise. There we go. That will help condense this belt significantly. Oh, wait. I've also got... yeah. These ones as well. Is the base on Novice? Yeah. Request at 0 equals planet is requesting something, but the platform's inventory of that thing is empty. Thank you so much. That clears up everything. However, that doesn't feel super useful, because if any of the things, then we would just move on. In that case, I'm going to change this to 120 seconds. Also, I guess I can do this. Yeah, that'll work for me. Alright, that'll update that in the future. Alright, are we actually pulling anything up? No, we're not quite at that point yet. Sad to say. We have gathered the oh, actually. Novice, I want you to request electromagnetic plants. Yep. Right. Okay, Fulgora. Let's get back to you. Oh, the platform will wait until it has nothing of the planet requests left. Oh, so it's not any, it's all. Because that's the part that I'm confused with. Because if it has some things to drop off, I would like it to drop them off. But the wording of any makes it more of an or rather than an and. Which is the concerning part. Right, so we are going to want to set up recyclers then. These are only made in assemblers. Shame. But they are made from basic gear. So I should be able to just throw one together. Over there. Might... yeah, I do need to. I'll just tuck this in about here, so I've got a little bit of extra protection. Okay. Evidently the thing holding me back here Well, actually, no. I was going to say it's just the batteries, but it's not. It's also these. So, I'm thinking we want to expand this out a little bit. Also, I probably, yeah, that's actually a good point. I probably want to set these up pretty soon. I have to make this from biter eggs, and I have to make this with spoilage. So making these on now this makes more sense. Makes a lot more sense, actually. So what I could do is where I need to make it for building something. So for example, over here, well, I mean, realistically, yeah, these are the only two that I can't make here. I wonder if the level 3 one is different. These superconductors, maybe they would be a better one to build. Because sending over biter eggs does not make sense. They could hatch. That would be bad. Sending over spoilage also kind of doesn't make sense, really. Maybe making the tier 3 on the planet that designed it makes the most sense, in a way. The platform, that's the kind of button description a developer loses his mind over. You need a sentence, but there is only room for a word. Have it translation doesn't make it any easier. Well, you can add a description if you mouse over, but he didn't do that. What do you mean? On the platform? I'm fairly certain that I've looked at it previously and not gotten anything from there. So, I don't know what you mean. Unless you mean here? No, there's nothing popping up there. Oh, you're talking about the dev, right? The dev could have added it. Right. Right. Okay, well, setting up like quality grinding over here isn't what I'm looking to do just yet. Got other things that I want to get going first. Also, where's that being requested? Oh, right down. That should make a couple more, but it's still a little bit on the slow side of production. There's plenty of materials down here, though, to be fair. I could probably expand it out a little bit further, in fact. Right. Alright, so we want to create a little area for producing recyclers. It's going to have to be these. To make the recycler, I simply need 4 things. Shouldn't be too hard. 2 separate lines. Considering this is just a single construction, I don't need lots of them. Is there somewhere better for this? What exactly do I need? I need iron and gears and blue circuits, sorry, yeah, processing units, and concrete. Concrete's a bit of a weird one. Iron and gears, and they got the concrete there, I suppose. Sorry, no, it wasn't iron, it was steel, wasn't it? Yeah, steel and gears. Steel and gears is probably going to be somewhere down here. I got a steel and gear line. No. No, I do not. That being said, if I'm just making one of something, I do not need it to be anywhere fancy. I can simply have it pulling directly off the line. It needn't be more complicated than that. Just a little spot down here. Set to remove, and then set to pop that into a chest. This should be told to connect to the logistics network. Yeah, no, I was thinking that of making that much more complicated. While it's below one stack, let's access 20. And given that this is a device rather than an ingredient, I want it to be quality, if possible. On that same note, I should actually make those quality too. Realistically, just they can hold so much more. Likewise with these. Likewise with the chemical plants. You know what? I have been neglecting my production. Likewise with the tanks, realistically. Because they can hold a lot more. Oh, actually, do tank? I think tanks do. Now, I'm somewhat tempted to do it for the science, but we're not going to in this instance. That doesn't seem like it makes sense because it would just add so much more extra gubbins for me to care about. The inserters, sure. That makes sense. Belts do not. The repair packs do. Because they will gain significant improvements to their durability, which means a single repair pack will last damage. Let me run around and make sure that everything gets the packs that it needs. Aavak, imagine looking to add more challenge, entertainment, science to a planet by building a few landing pads set to receive Nauvis Gleba eggs on a distant corner of Fulgora, and letting the eggs hatch into biters and crawlers on the island, and tear the site up and then watch with radar from afar how long they survive in the lightning, if they thrive, expand, multiply on Fulgora. I am fairly certain that they can't. Because for them to build a nest, they need to expand. They basically create a scouting party from a nest. It's a great idea. I love it. But it wouldn't work. Sad. It would be so cool if it did. But alas. Alas, not for us. Honestly, we have plenty of scrap. That is not an issue since we added the second train. Getting higher quality recyclers would be huge, because I believe their quality just makes them faster. Jesus, that was fast. Wow, you're not messing around. I mean... Sure, okay. Try and bring up 20. Feeding directly from the sushi belt? Such a faux pas. Wow. They're racing. That drains so much power. It flatlines my power grid. Despite having this. I could always add more, I suppose. 33 maxi. Gosh darn, I look good. You're not even finished yet. I still need to finish off the prow. But you are a very, very capable hauler. A nuclear-powered hauler. You don't get anywhere fast, but that's not the point. You have staggering amounts of storage space. Way more than you need, if I'm perfectly honest. It's kind of silly to have this much, but I like it. And so I'm going to keep it. Once I've built out the prow properly, I will likely move production of ammo to the point where I'm only producing nucleus. We'll have it tucked off to the side before being placed on the belt. That'll give us a little bit more room over on this side for extra power. Interesting. Oh, you know what that is? That's where we are getting closer to Gleba and Malvis. And then that's probably when we are around Fulgora. In fact, are we leaving Fulgora right now? Yes, that is exactly what it is. So the maximum capability of our solar dips, and so at those times when we're around Fulgora, the reactor kicks in order to supply the remaining power. That's quite interesting. We accumulate charge dips every time we visit. And then the reactor kicks in to pick up the slack. I like it. It works quite well. This ship has got length and girth. Very well endowed. Oh my god. Oh, Jed. What am I going to do with you? Alright. Now this, I would like you to request recyclers. I have 20 of them. You know what? Don't request 100 of these. Just request 20. That's fine. Also, don't request this many of these. 50 is good enough. Let's not be greedy now. Gleba, I would like you to request some things. You don't have as much storage space as other places, but it should be okay still. I would like you to request some recyclers, 20 of those. And I would also like you to request some electromagnetic plants, because they are significantly better for the things that you do here. We manufacture some things here which that would greatly help us with. Namely, circuits. It would massively help with circuits. Additionally, I can only imagine that using the recycler to help process some of the gubbins that we've got here would be very greatly appreciated. Libre is an interesting one because it effectively has limitless resources because everything comes from this. Everything comes from farms. Fulgora effectively has limitless resources because everything comes from scrap. I don't know which one would be the better one to have doing any kind of grinding, but... Right, let's have a look. What killed our power here? It's just a bleed out every now and then from... Yeah, there we are. For about 40 seconds at the end of nighttime, we run shy of power. So first and foremost, let's check if I got some... Oh, I don't have any. Alright, I don't have any of those. Okay. So, we need to place down some more power, first and foremost. Cross that threshold there. I'm gonna keep expanding out over here instead. This one. Now, can I? Don't think. No, that won't fit anyway. So I'm gonna have to plonk this down, I guess, around here. Try and protect this area. Can I? Yeah, the builders will be able to take care of that. Let's plonk down a little bit more over here if I can. I can always add more. I can add an extra furnace. I can add extra... an extra heating tower and extra turbines. But I would much rather go through the accumulator route if I could. I am making quality accumulators. I'm not grinding for that quality though. So it's just as and when it appears. For the time being. Right, chat, we're heading up towards 11 hours now. Probably going to need to wrap things up shortly. Thanks to Lady Sheila, but didn't need to take a tea break an hour ago. But still plenty of things I need to do. You know what? One thing I can do over here, I have a quality tank. Oh, I do not. That's a shame, but okay. We can add a... But I can add some extra steam storage. So that during periods where I've got plenty of energy and these aren't running, I can still stockpile steam, and then they can dump that steam into extra turbines when there is a need. Basically a water battery. Also, Ares has to go to the vet soon. Indeed, ladies. I mean, to be fair, you know, it's not uncommon for me to do a 16-hour stream, so I completely forgive you, chat, thinking that I was going to do that tonight. But alas, no. Everything else is doing okay over here. It makes me wonder, if I were to do a subathon, what would that even look like for me, considering a normal stream is 16 hours? How would that even work? Still, I guess, making steel here and there, but we're just not making much of it anymore. I feel like perhaps I just don't need this much capacity for it, but well, it is what it is. It would be like Italic's one, a month long. I'm not. The Dapplings are generous, but I'm not sure they have the money to be able to pay for that. How would it look? It wouldn't. We'd all be blind. Our eyes would be so tired. Yeah, not sure what it could do about YouTube. That is a good point. Taking a whole month off from YouTube would be a bit rough. Green circuits are okay-ish, but let's have a look. We've got quite a lot of available science there. Right. We are slowly making our progress through mining productivity. But then we will switch over to lightning collectors. That will greatly improve the... well, it will greatly improve the ability to store energy. But I don't think we're hitting the cap before my time is out. No, we are hitting the cap before. Sorry, I meant to say, I don't think it is a storage capacity issue. I think we're already hitting the cap before nighttime is out. So having better collection wouldn't, in and of itself, fix the problem. You can stream your YouTube creation process. I mean, that I could, but then that's just like what some other creators do when they just stream whilst recording content for YouTube and just don't talk with chat, or will break every like hour or so, have like 5 minutes of chatting and then go back to effectively not reacting to chat. And I don't know, that just doesn't feel like a stream to me. Like the whole point of the stream is to have that two-way conversation. Right, actually, what I should do is make some of these. Currently, we are emptying out the accumulators. The turbines are spooling up. That is draining the steam reserves, but we were building steam reserves, which is the important part. But your voice might need breaks anyway. Well, my voice will keep going for ages. I've had plenty of people talking about it. How do you keep going? It's like, honestly, practice. After, I don't know, Welsh are chatty anyway, but after doing YouTube and for like a decade and Twitch for at least 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, something like that, it's not difficult at this point. It's like any other muscle. You work it enough and it becomes resilient to that type of work. I mean, this is keeping us going quite strong, but we are about out of accumulator charge, which is going to really pull this down. Oh, no, we're starting to get lightning again. Okay, it made it all the way through the night. Interesting. Quite interesting. This is not very hot at all. Yeah, I'm draining a lot of temperature right now. Okay, so if I were to... I could have this one purely pull off the solid fuel. That wouldn't be a terrible option. This one is a special case in that it gets to pull from the rocket fuel occasion. I need one of these and one of those. Figure. Also, call center work before that. You basically expected to keep talking 8 hours a day too. Yeah, pretty much. That's a good point. That is a good point. Did that for a few years as well. I've had lots of opportunities to practice. Now for this one, I'm simply going to read the temperature. Well, actually no, I do still want this realistically. In fact, let's copy it completely. Okay, I'm not gonna have this one based on the available charge. I just want this one to work if there is less than 600. Given that, actually, I'm going to give this one a really chunky ability here. There we go. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Is this one? Oh, of course, yeah, because these have drained all of their temperature because I added extra heat pipes. There we are. I'm going to say this is below 550. This one's below 600. And likewise here as well. Alright, that should keep plenty of heat in the system. So that these are able to fill the steam turbines as much as they need. That being said, adding one or two more would certainly not go amiss. But that is going to drain the system again. Sheila, what time was Aries' vet appointment again? So I'm gonna need to skedaddle and go get wash and throw on some proper clothes. Not that I'm not wearing proper clothes, and there's no one that can prove whether or not there are, in fact, pants involved right now. You are simply not gonna. Woohoo! Just woke up and Aavak's still streaming. Yeah, about that. Okay, probably gonna leave in about 30 minutes then, chat. So this is, well, maybe 20. We'll see. This is your end of stream imminent warning. Yeah. Right, that is going to draw a lot of temperature out of these pipes for a bit. I'm gonna say if this one is lower than 750, I want a lot of temperature to be kept in the pipes from now on. Let's keep plenty of power rolling. Currently discharging. Wow, we drain the accumulator so hard. I'm gonna say if this drops below quarter, we can start filming. Oh no, it's starting to rise again. Oh, it's night time again. Okay, we've gone to a point now where we don't tend to lose power at night. Sorry, in the day. It's very nice. Are we shy of holmium? We are. Yeah, that isn't great. Okay, so there's quite a lot of things that we're going to need to work on with this. We need to expand the system a fair bit. Now, in terms of quality grinding, I mean, it makes sense that some of the first things that I should grind for are things like quality modules. Having higher quality modules to get more quality out of the quality grinding you're doing just makes sense to me. Probably one of the first things that we want to look for. Outside of that, ooh. Actually, you know what? No, we can't afford to have these with quality modules because it will change the recipe down there. It has to always be the end product. Only ever the end product that we use. Got 21. That is actually quite nice. I approve. In that case, let's change this out. I want normal accumulators into uncommon accumulators, please. There's no way I'm doing that one. Let's try that many. Fortuna Decay says, Aavak, with a chest between the assemblers, I have found that high quality products are useful to me. There's two that I'm unable to make use of, so I'll just turn these off. Alright, so that just effectively doubled that area's capacity. They're either there. That's fine, I guess. How are we doing this? We are stockpiling stuff. Good. We have got high quality electromagnetic. Plenty of science. How are we doing for... Oh. We are beginning to run shy of materials to make new rockets. That is not great. We have been requesting a lot of materials from Fulgora, to be fair. So that isn't really a big surprise. Alright. Okay. Well, I think for now, in terms of to-do list, what have we got left to do on Fulgora, realistically? I guess at this point, the only thing we have is to increase throughput and basically production potential, and to set up some grinding of certain materials. Oh, that being said, Tesla weapons. Must these be made on Fulgora? No, it doesn't look like. Oh, wow, the Tesla gun has got a huge range. Rocket capacity? What? Hang on a second, that's not... What? Okay. So you make ammo. I see. Alright, so we're not going to need Tesla... oh, well, no. It does need Electrolyte, so probably going to be manufacturing them here then. In fact, yeah, the Tesla guns themselves also require it. Does the ammo? Yes, it does. All right, so we are going to be making ammo for the Tesla weapons. And having to send that out, ooh, that's going to be a bit rough. Unless this doesn't use ammo. No, it uses ammo. Or does it? It says consumes electricity. Maybe the ammo category is more for the Tesla gun. Rocket capacity 5. This doesn't say it's got... Yeah, I think the Tesla turret does not use that. Okay. What's your range then? Range is 30. That is actually quite... oh no, it has got rocket capacity. Damn it. Tesla turrets do not use ammo. This ammo category should be something to report. Lol. It confuses everyone. Well, why has it got a rocket capacity then? Oh my good lord, I'm being so dumb. Rocket capacity as in the amount that you can stick on a bloody rocket. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, that was a complete brain fart. I apologize, chat. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. This one, I can put 5 of them on. So, like, okay, so The Tesla gun does use ammo, I'm going to assume, but the turret does not. It simply consumes a stupendous amount of energy. 1 megawatt minimum consumption. Hey, I don't know. Like when it talks about rockets, it could have meant anything. Like a, you know, a taser fires prongs out. I didn't know whether it was just, you know, directing an energy arc and how that would all work, or whether it was more realistic, as in you just fire a wire at something and then discharge down the wire. It made sense in my head, or at least I found a way to make it make sense. Is there a way to retrain field contents without mods? I can't seem to figure that out. Yeah, you can do it. For example, oh, you mean as in what it's burning? So you're talking about this, not this. Is that right? Op point breaker. You mean the contents in the actual currently burning slot? That I don't know, I'm afraid. I have no idea. Like, I want inserters to only put in X amount of fuel. Oh, yeah. So if you've got inserters, you can just read. Oh, wait. No, I don't think there is. I don't think you can get that information. You can read the contents of a train, but I don't believe that the train's fuel cargo works. Dr. Moran says, Aavak, you are far from the first person to get mixed up about Tesla. I hope that I am in good company. Alright, well, I've hummed and hawed for a little bit now. It's time for us to wrap things up, I think. Some of the last things I will do, though, since they probably deserve to be done, is just squeak my global ports over to the edges so that I can finish deconstructing everything. Fly, my pretties. Pretty much the rest of this island will be ours in a moment. Doesn't quite connect this. We need something more central, and then about, well, we'll find out in a moment. So, in terms of getting this up and running a little bit more, we're going to want to increase our production of science, if nothing else. Science is going to be an important one. We're going to eventually want to be producing Tesla turrets here and shipping those off-world. And realistically, this seems like the right planet to be doing quality grind on a lot of things. Whether we sit down to set all of that up, I don't know. We've basically only tapped 1 million of the available scrap down there, so that's going to be going for a long time. In terms of our next step here. Yeah, I think setting up a little bit of quality grinding, even if it is only just to produce the what happened there? Oh, probably hit. Right, yeah, they're passing down here and getting struck by lightning. Let's help them out a little bit then by popping this in position. Perfect. But getting up some quality grinding around here just to help out a wee bit. But I'm not going to dive into that too much. This is basically all we need to do with Fulgora in order to make more progress. Obviously, that's not enough for me. We are going to be doing a bit more, but getting... I don't think we're going to lose ourselves to the whole quality grind and try to, you know, stay here until I've got everything being ground up in quality. There are only a couple of things that I would really care about. Production of quality level 3s modules and grinding their quality up, that makes sense. Grinding up the quality on Tesla turrets makes sense. Possibly the electromagnetic plants. Maybe accumulators and a couple of little bits like that. Oh, and definitely the cycles. I think that probably is important for lots of sense for us. But beyond that, getting off planet, getting back to Nauvis. From there, we can look at things like quality grinding biolabs. That is going to massively increase our research speed. Maybe getting quality on like the different modules. For example, you know, getting high quality productivity 3 would be wild. Same with efficiency modules. High quality on those is bonkers. I'm not too worried about the assembly machines and stuff like that. The reason why I care about getting it on the electromagnetic plant is because that has a innate productivity bonus. So I'm going to be switching over anything I can use that on across to it. I'm probably going to be doing the same with biochambers, if I'm perfectly honest. And at that point, having the extra speed, you know, it's just nice. But it's not a huge focus for me. Is there really much else that I would really care to increase the productivity on? I guess nuclear reactors. Definitely the weapons get a massive bonus from it. Accumulators get a huge bonus from it. Solar panels also get quite a decent return. I mean, if you get it up to rare, you're producing over an extra third. That's nothing to sneeze at, certainly. Oh, of course, the other big one are the space age items. So, cargo bay, bigger inventory size. The asteroid collector will increase its range, the amount that it can store, the amount of arms it has, the speed of the arms. Honestly, asteroid collectors are probably the thing that gets the biggest buff out of quality of anything else. The crusher is faster, and I mean, to be fair, that's good, because it doesn't increase in the amount of energy it consumes. It just does its job faster, which means it consumes less energy overall. Thrusters, yeah, they're solid. Getting them improved is going to get you more thrust for the same sort of output of energy. Or at least it looks like that. And beyond that, just the bits and bobs for setting up the suits. I mean, you know, quality Spidertrons is a thing. So we'll probably spend the next stream, I think, tidying up Fulgora, setting up some quality production, but we're not going to, as I said, completely lose ourselves to it. I don't see much reason to. Let's get that. This over here, I guess. Oh, there will do. But beyond that, let's Can I connect? Well, that's what brought everything to the range, so the bots should go and fix that now. But beyond that, I think it's time to head back to Nauvis. We can do a little bit of redesigning over there. And then it's on to Vulcanus. There's no vote on this one. It's the last planet. This was more or less a one-stream planet as far as I'm concerned. I think we're... Yeah, I think at this point it's just making it do what it's doing a little bit better, and I think that that is pretty much as far as we're going to be able to take Fulgora for now. Back down there as well, so we can clean that up. You raced through Fulgora. I mean, I don't feel like I raced through Fulgora. It's just that I've already conquered one of the more difficult planets, and it feels like it's put me in very good stead to do everything else. So this would probably, realistically speaking, if I'd done Vulcanus first and then Fulgora and then Gleba, this probably would have been Gleba. But Fulgora has been a pleasant planet to visit. I have enjoyed myself, and I hope you have enjoyed it as well. Like I said, I will be... The next stream is going to be tidying things up, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if at the end of the next stream we are back on Nauvis, and then we'll have a little bit of time on Nauvis, whether that will be part of the next stream or a stream all of its own, while we prep for going to Vulcanus. But yeah, we are... Things are going to start speeding up now, I think. I think momentum has built up at this point, so we're going to start making our way through the remaining content at a significantly higher pace. Yeah, there is a good chance that next stream we'll be on Vulcanus. That is not outside the realms of possibility, certainly. All right then, well, that's going to be it from me. So let's head on over to the ending screen, and I will see if there is someone that I can find for us to raid. Oh, Windy Boson. Good morning. Hello, mate. Thank you very much for the 45 months. You caught us just at the end, but on the plus side, there is now a juicy VOD for you to watch that is 11.5 hours long. So, you know, silver lining and all that.